Ladies and gentlemen, imagine for a moment that the way you see yourself today is the very reason you're not living the life you dream of. What if the key to unlocking your true potential lies in how you perceive yourself and not in the circumstances around you? Today, I want to challenge you to change that. The way you view yourself shapes everything. The decisions you make, the opportunities you seize, and the success you achieve. But what if you're holding yourself back because of a limited view? What if your biggest barrier isn't the world around you, but the way you've been seeing yourself all along? This is not just another talk about self-improvement. It's about completely transforming how you define who you are and what you're capable of. It's time to break free from the restrictions you've placed on yourself, to see yourself not through the lens of past failures or doubts, but as someone who is ready to take on the world and succeed. Stay with me, because the moment you shift your perspective, everything else will begin to shift too. Is there anyone here with me? Do you still have room for some dreams and goals? All right, here's what I need from you. I want you to write it down. Take a moment, grab something to write with, and jot this down right now. Remember, the key is to execute, 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 execute. So here's my challenge to you. There are two types of people on this earth. Both groups have dreams and goals. From a young age, both groups were influenced by what they saw on TV, what they read in books, and by people around them. They saw others living their dreams and thought, I want that too. I want to be like that. I know for me personally, I used to watch shows like The Brady Bunch, and I would think, I want a family just like that. Growing up, my circumstances were different. My mother had me when she was just 17, and I didn't have much of a relationship with my biological father until I was 30. Because of this, I looked up to families on TV and thought, one day, that's going to be my life. Shows like Leave It to Beaver portrayed a family that seemed perfect. No major arguments, everyone with their roles and responsibilities, everything working harmoniously. I used to think one day I'll have a family like that. As I grew older, I didn't focus much on material things, cars, houses, or neighborhoods, but I had a dream. I wanted a family where when I came home, my kids would run to me and say, Dad. I wanted to be a role model for them. I dreamed of sending them to college without them having to worry about the costs. I had a vision for my life, and I was determined to make it happen. Now, I know many of you are adults, and life has a way of getting busy. You're juggling work, responsibilities, and day-to-day tasks. And sometimes your dreams take a back seat. But I want you to listen carefully. Don't let life do that to you. Don't let life push you into a corner where you forget your own dreams while helping others make theirs come true. Don't get so caught up in your job, working 30, 40, 50, or even 60 hours a week, that you have no time left for yourself. What I want us to do right now is go back to basics. We're going to get back to those foundational dreams. Every day, I wake up with the same mission. People ask me, E, what's the key? You talk about execution, but what does that mean? For me, it's clear. We are here to be fruitful, to multiply, and to have dominion over our lives. That's what I believe my purpose is, to be fruitful, to multiply, and to exercise control over my life. That's the command I wake up to every day. Now, I want you to take a moment and write down the dreams and goals you still have, the ones you haven't accomplished yet. Don't worry about your reality right now. I'm not interested in your student loans or your divorce or any of the hardships you've faced. Those challenges are real. But I want you to focus on your dreams. Right now, I don't care about what's holding you back. I want you to push past all of that. Life may have thrown you some hard knocks, but I want you to remember that you still have time. Whether you've got 30, 40, or 50 more years, it's not too late. Don't let one tragic event, like something that happened in 1989, 1996, or 2001, keep you stuck in the past. Those moments hurt, but they can't define your future. You can't keep waking up to those past tragedies. You have to wake up to your dreams and goals. We all experience pain. It's part of life, but you can choose to turn that pain into something rewarding. You can go through struggles, but don't let them stop you. Every one of us faces challenges, but it's how you respond to those challenges that will define your path forward. I don't have enough time to fully explain all the challenges and trauma I've faced, but what I've realized is that since I've gone through so much, I may as well use those experiences to turn my dreams into reality. Recently, my best friend, the person I trust most in the world, called me. We were talking and it just blew my mind. I'm sitting there thinking I'm the #1 motivational speaker in the world. And yet here he is calling me and not taking advantage of the personal development I can offer him. Let me explain. This is my best friend, the person I trust with my wife and kids. He helped me work on my dreams. I said, why are we talking about deficits right now? Why are you focused on what's missing in your life There are people who don't even know me who've gone through one of my programs and now they're thriving. And yet you, my best friend, are not making progress. We're on the phone and I'm thinking, why are you bringing up your reality right now? I don't want to talk about that. You're telling me about your marriage and I'm in a state of marital bliss. Don't pull me back to where you are right now. You're talking about money struggles, but I'm a multimillionaire. Let's focus on something more productive, your dreams and goals. So I stopped him and said, tell me what your dreams are. What do you really want? He told me that he wanted to be a multimillionaire to do things for his family and take care of his kids. And then I asked him, do you really know what it takes to make that happen? It boils down to 3 things. Do you know what it takes? It's simple. If you want to go from where I started, homeless, a high school dropout, eating out of trash cans and sleeping in abandoned buildings, to where I am now with a PhD and successful ventures, it all comes down to knowing what it takes to get there. One day, I realized I wasn't going to keep complaining about what I didn't have. I needed to focus on what I didn't know so I could get to where I wanted to be. It's that simple. So do you know what it takes? If you do, great, mark that off. If not, it's time to figure it out. Before I even sat in that room with Warren Buffett, I never thought about making that kind of money. But when I sat there, I realized that he's human, just like me. You see, many of us watch people on TV and admire them, thinking we want to live through their success without actually doing the work. We look for inspiration, but we're not ready to put in the effort ourselves. When Warren Buffett walked into that room, I was in awe. He wasn't dressed in an expensive suit. He was just wearing a normal one. It hit me. He didn't need to impress anyone. He was already one of the richest people in the world. There were others in the room who were dressed in fancy suits, sporting expensive watches, and trying to show off their wealth, but not Warren. He just wore a simple tie and he came in to give financial advice. It was an eye-opening experience for me because I realized that success is not about how you look or what you have, it's about what you know. That day, I left that room thinking, I know what it takes. I grew up hearing the working class language. My mom worked at Ford and the man who became my father worked at GM. But in that room with Warren Buffett, I heard a whole new language, one about financial success. And that's when I realized that being successful is not about who you are, it's about what you know. So I had to change my relationship with knowledge. We're here for a reason, not for entertainment, but to gain something valuable. We didn't come here to be entertained. We came here to learn and to grow. You didn't come here just to get hyped up. And I'm telling you, I'm hyped right now. But my purpose in being here with you isn't simply to pump you up. It's to give you the tools to turn your dreams into reality. You are so close right now. So close to making everything you've written down come true. Why? Because you have been taught by the best. You've received knowledge from people who have years of experience and who genuinely care about your success. You're getting decades of wisdom in just a short amount of time. Now that you have this information, what are you going to do with it? I sat in a room with Warren Buffett and I didn't leave there needing to call him for advice again. I took the information I was given and put it into action. I took that knowledge and I used it to build my wealth. Now, I'm asking you, what do you have today that you didn't have before? And what will you do with it? The information you have right now is enough to make everything you wrote down a reality. The challenge is not in the information you've learned today. The challenge is in what you already know. Let me say it slowly. It's the things you already know that are holding you back. If you want to get to the next level, you need to erase everything you thought you knew. It's that old limited mindset that has kept you where you are today. I've been there. I once believed that success wasn't for someone like me. When I was 19 or 20 and started speaking, I would only go to historically black colleges because that's what felt comfortable. I remember someone asking me to step out of my comfort zone and speak to people outside my community. And at first I wasn't sure I could do it. I thought, they don't talk like me. They don't have the same background. Maybe I don't have anything valuable to say. But then I had a conversation with Les Brown and Bob Proctor and it changed everything. Les Brown said, you are the #1 motivational speaker in the world. At that time, I didn't even see myself as a number, but he said, you are the one. Bob Proctor chimed in and they both told me that no one on the planet is giving away free knowledge like I do. No one is as passionate about helping others as I am. No one else is speaking in prisons or talking to kids in detention centers without getting paid just to help them change their lives. I realized that I was doing something no one else was doing, and that's what made me stand out. I was giving so much of myself to help others, and that's why they told me I was #1. They said I should never charge so little for my work. I had been charging $5,000 to $10,000 for speaking engagements, but Bob Proctor told me, don't ever charge that little again, charge at least $20,000. So I went back and I told my secretary, we're raising our rates. She didn't believe it at first. She couldn't even say $20,000 with conviction. That's when I had to make a tough decision and change the way we did business. I knew my value and I had to ensure that others knew it too. But it wasn't about the money. It was about recognizing that I had something valuable to offer. I saw the impact I was having, and I realized that I had to embrace my worth and share it with the world. That's why you're here today. It's about knowing your value, using the information you have, and taking the steps to elevate yourself. You have everything you need right now to succeed. Don't let your past beliefs hold you back. Let me tell you something. When I first started charging $20,000 for my speaking engagements, if you didn't believe me, CJ would step in and say, it's $20,000. And if you called me tomorrow, it would be $25,000. I remember going back to Bob Proctor and telling him about my success with the $20,000 rate. He asked me how it was going, and I proudly said, it's great, I'm doing $20,000 now. Then he told me, I never told you $20,000. I said, no less than $20,000. You see, your limited beliefs are what made you hear $20,000 when I said $25,000. Your past has influenced you to think small, but that's not what I told you. Your past, whether it's getting your GED or not having your biological father in your life, has conditioned you to think small, to undervalue yourself. I'm telling you, there are people out there who value you more than you value yourself. They see something in you that you can't see in yourself yet. You will not reach your full potential until you learn to value yourself and erase all the limiting beliefs that hold you back. I want you to write down your limiting beliefs. When you get home, address each one. Reflect on what has been holding you back and get rid of it. You're going to break through. Bob Proctor shared something with me that changed everything. He said, Eric, I used to doubt myself in corporate settings. I didn't think I belonged, but you must do this. You have something nobody else can bring. He said, you bring the message that people need to hear, the message that you think isn't important. It's the one that matters the most. So here's the truth I'm sharing. You're a seven-figure earner, but what kind of seven-figure parent are you? You might be excelling in your career, but what about your family life? You may have money, but is your home life thriving? You've invested in stocks and bonds, but what about investing in your spouse, in your children? You might be killing it at work, but if you're neglecting your family, your children might be going down a dangerous path, like joining a gang. That's the consequence of not investing in your kids. That's why your daughter might be struggling, even thinking about harming herself, because she doesn't get the attention she needs from you. Changing the way you see yourself can seem like an abstract concept, but its implications are profound. It's not just a change in perspective. It's a catalyst for transforming every aspect of your life. How you view yourself determines your actions, your relationships, and ultimately the results you create. For years, many of us have been held back by limiting beliefs that we've internalized over time. These beliefs may have been handed down from childhood, shaped by society, or even reinforced by past experiences. But what if these beliefs are nothing more than stories you've been telling yourself? Stories that no longer serve your highest good. The truth is, the stories we tell ourselves shape our identity. And when we change the story, we change the person we are. This shift in self-perception is one of the most powerful tools at your disposal. When you begin to see yourself through a lens of possibility instead of limitation, you instantly open up new pathways to success, happiness, and fulfillment. You stop being a victim of your circumstances and become the creator of your own destiny. But the question remains, how do you begin this journey of transformation? The first step is to acknowledge that change is possible. You must realize that you are not stuck. Your current reality is not the final chapter of your story. It's simply where you are right now, and where you go from here is entirely up to you. This realization, while simple, is the key that unlocks the door to transformation. The moment you accept that you have the power to change the way you see yourself, everything begins to shift. Changing the way you see yourself involves rewiring the way your brain thinks. For many of us, our minds are conditioned to focus on our flaws, mistakes, and shortcomings. We've been taught to believe that success is something reserved for a select few, not for people like us. This limiting belief keeps us stuck in a cycle of self-doubt and fear. But what if, instead of focusing on what you don't have, you focused on what you do have? What if you began to see yourself as capable, worthy, and deserving of success? Imagine the possibilities that would open up. The truth is, you have everything you need to succeed right now. The only thing standing in your way is the way you see yourself. By changing your perception, you immediately change the trajectory of your life. The person who once doubted their abilities becomes someone who takes action with confidence, who embraces challenges with enthusiasm, and who shows up fully in every area of their life. This shift doesn't require you to become someone else. It simply requires you to remember who you truly are. As you begin this process of self-discovery, you'll notice that the more you believe in yourself, the more your actions will align with that belief. When you see yourself as capable and strong, your decisions reflect that. You make bolder choices, you take more risks, and you push past the fears that once held you back. And the more you do this, the more your confidence grows. It becomes a snowball effect. The more you act as if you are confident, the more confident you become. One of the most powerful aspects of changing the way you see yourself is the impact it has on your relationships. When you see yourself as worthy of love, respect, and success, you begin to attract people who treat you accordingly. You stop settling for relationships that drain you or hold you back. Instead, you begin to surround yourself with individuals who lift you up, who support your growth, and who challenge you to become the best version of yourself. But here's the catch. You can only attract what you believe you deserve. If you don't see yourself as worthy, you will unconsciously seek out relationships that reinforce that belief. But when you shift your perception and believe that you are deserving of greatness, you begin to attract those same qualities into your life. It's not about being perfect. It's about recognizing your value and embracing it fully. However, changing the way you see yourself is not a one-time event. It's an ongoing process. You will face challenges along the way, moments where doubt creeps in and old patterns resurface. This is normal, but it's also an opportunity for growth. The key is not to resist these moments, but to embrace them as part of your journey. Each time you face doubt and push through it, you grow stronger. Each time you overcome a challenge, you reinforce the new belief that you are capable and resilient. But what happens when you've started to believe in yourself and you've taken the first steps toward change? The next step is to take consistent, inspired action. It's not enough to simply think positively about yourself. You must take action that aligns with your new self-perception. This is where many people falter. They wait for the perfect moment, for the right feelings of motivation or confidence to strike. But the reality is that you may never feel 100% ready. The key is to take action despite your fears and doubts. When you take consistent action, even if it's imperfect, you begin to create momentum. Action is the bridge between intention and results. The more you act in alignment with your new self, the more you reinforce the belief that you are capable of achieving your goals. It's not about waiting for external circumstances to change. It's about changing yourself first. As you begin to act with confidence, you will start to see the world respond to you differently. Opportunities will appear, and the people you encounter will mirror the belief you have in yourself. But even as you take action, you will encounter setbacks. This is inevitable. Life is full of unexpected twists and turns, and not everything will go according to plan. But the key is not to give up when things get difficult. The road to transformation is rarely smooth. It's filled with bumps, detours, and obstacles. However, each setback is a lesson in disguise. It's an opportunity to learn, adapt, and become more resilient. The greatest growth often comes from the toughest challenges. When things don't go the way you expect, it's easy to fall into the trap of self-doubt. But instead of seeing these moments as failures, see them as stepping stones. Every challenge is an opportunity to become more than you were before. Every obstacle is a chance to strengthen your belief in yourself and your ability to overcome adversity. The key is to keep moving forward even when the road is tough. As you continue on your journey of self-discovery, you will find that changing the way you see yourself opens up a world of new possibilities. You'll begin to see opportunities that were once invisible. You'll start to notice the potential for growth in every situation, and you'll find that the world responds to you differently. The more you embrace your power, the more the universe conspires to help you achieve your goals. But this isn't just about achieving external success, it's about creating inner peace and fulfillment. When you change the way you see yourself, you stop seeking validation from others. You no longer rely on external circumstances to determine your worth. Instead, you create a sense of self-worth from within. This inner peace is the foundation of true success. It's not about having more money, fame, or possessions. It's about knowing that you are enough just as you are. The key to lasting transformation is consistency. It's not enough to change your perspective once and expect everything to fall into place. You must consistently remind yourself of your worth, your potential, and your power. Every day you must choose to see yourself through the lens of possibility. You must take action that aligns with this new perspective, and you must do so with conviction. The more you practice this, the more natural it becomes. Over time, it becomes who you are. But here's the real secret. The moment you begin to see yourself differently, you start to realize that you are not limited by your circumstances, your past, or your fears. You are limitless. The only limits that exist are the ones you place on yourself. Once you break free from these self-imposed boundaries, there's no telling what you can accomplish. You become unstoppable. And yet, this is only the beginning. As you continue to evolve, you will uncover new layers of your potential. You will discover strengths you never knew you had, and you will tap into resources you didn't know existed. The more you grow, the more you realize that your true potential is limitless. There's no destination, only a continuous journey of growth, learning, and self-discovery. So ask yourself, are you ready to change the way you see yourself? Are you willing to embrace the possibility of becoming the person you were always meant to be? The answer lies within you. You already have everything you need to succeed. The only thing left is to step into your power, to change the way you see yourself, and to take inspired action toward your dreams. So my challenge to you is this: keep giving your company the attention it needs, but I want you to give your family, your wife, the same energy, the same commitment that you give to your career. Balance the life you want with the success you're achieving. Invest in your family just as much as you invest in your work. The truth is, the way you see yourself right now isn't fixed. It can change. And when it does, everything around you will start to Imagine waking up tomorrow and seeing yourself as capable of achieving anything you set your mind to. Picture yourself walking into every room, taking on every challenge with confidence, and knowing that success is not a distant dream, but something within your reach. But this shift starts with one simple step: changing the way you view yourself. If you're ready to stop limiting your potential and start stepping into your greatness, then now is the time to change that lens through which you've been seeing yourself. It's not just about who you are today, it's about who you're becoming tomorrow. So let go of those old perceptions, embrace your true power, and watch as the world responds to the new, unstoppable version of you. The question is, are you ready to change the way you see yourself?